Welcome to For Real Watchers Radio Show, worldwide live, with the best experts as guests. With your host, Jerry Dean, and your co-host, Brett Warner. Expect bone-chilling and heart-pounding stories of paranormal, ufology, supernatural stories, and breathtaking encounter after encounter. Join us as we dive into the abyss of the unknown every Friday night, 8 p.m. Central and 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on the best paranormal network, Paranormal King Network. Dead between your eyes, pulling no punches. We'll see you on the other side. Be prepared for anything. Weak hearts dare not enter.
We're here live, Paranormal King Network. I'm Jerry Dean, your host, and I got my brother with me.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? I'm Brett Warner.
All right. Brett is co-host this. I've had three hosts throughout the years. I'm happy to say this is probably going to be the best of the best when it comes to hosts. This man is knowledgeable. He's tech savvy. He's into the UFO. He's into everything out there. Meanwhile, let's get to our host. This is For Real Watchers Radio Show. Again, worldwide live, coming at you every Friday, 8 p.m. That is 8 p.m. Central and 9 Eastern. We have with us tonight my dear friend. It's like I said, it's a reunion. Her name is Dawn Short. Dawn, are you there?
I'm here. Hi.
You're just beaming like sunshine. How you doing, sweetie?
Sound like she is.
But she's like, when you talk to her, you can see the sun glow. You know, it's like cold and wet and damp here, but there you go, man. It's the clouds part, and sun.
Sweet.
You know, here comes dawn breaking the clouds. You know,
No doubt. We need a little bit of that in today's world for sure. So it's good to have you, Dawn.
Oh, no, I appreciate it. It's really, really sweet of you guys to invite me.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, I'm with Brett. It's like a sprinkle of sunshine. Not even a sprinkle. Like I said, it's like a burst of sunshine. Y'all that know her, anybody out there that's listening, y'all know her. You know who she is. You know her personality. I mean, that's like Disney World wrapped up in one big bow right there. You know, it reminds me of Minnie Mouse.
Oh,
you know,
wait,
hello, everybody. How are we doing tonight? You know,
wait a minute. Don't get her started on Disneyland now. Yeah, I already know about that.
Well, hey, I visited both Disneyland and Disney World. I just don't understand the behind the scenes. We won't go into that. Dawn, how you been? What you been up to? Talk to us. I know you've been busy for the last, it's been over 4 years since the last time I had you on the show.
Oh, wow. Yeah, super busy. I've been working as a founding team member for a special project. The members are scattered throughout the U.S., and we work on missing person and cold cases.
Oh, okay.
That's the PSI?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you're still active in that?
Yeah.
So how's that going? Well, as far as our audience out there, you want to break down what exactly that is. Y'all, being that she is a medium, that is utilized in many, many different ways and forms in different areas of paranormal, definitely. But it's used to save lives, to find people in the civilian world, if you will, because, by God, what a gift, huh? So tell us, what exactly do you do for the police?
Well, it's indirect. It's through the founder who is in connect with the authorities, and we get a notification and we respond individually, so none of us ever interact. And the team members, we never interact with each other within the cases. It's also, if we can participate, we do, and we contact the guy, give them whatever came across to us, if anything, and go from there. If they need more, they contact us. He in turn stays in contact with the authorities. We have no contact with them whatsoever.
Oh, okay. So have you been on a case here lately, or?
Yeah. I mean, there's been some missing person cases. Most recent, it's been a while since there's been a cold case that comes up, and it's just as they come, and they have to be looked into to make sure, because sometimes it'll be like a runaway and the runaway comes back, and There's just a variety, but somebody's legitimately missing, and there's nothing suspicious, no possible runaway, nothing. We try and dive right in.
Right. I know, again, it's been 4 years since I had you on the last show, but I know back then you were telling me about actual missing persons that you've actually helped in cases to find these folks.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Wow.
some of them are found too late, even gone before we got a hold of the case. And, that's very common, sadly, for them to be gone before it's even part of the news. But at least in a very, very, very least,
well,
it
I
brings
remember you
some
telling
sort of
me
closure. Maybe not comfort, but it's closure for the family. And so
on the good finale, so to speak, you have, a blessing to families based on, you help discover, even if, I hate to say it, even if they are deceased, but yet they have closure at least. But you told me way back then that you have nightmares. I can't blame you for that, but you have nightmares.
Gosh.
Does that still occur to this day, or?
They do off and on. I try my best to separate everything, and it's like the first, depending on what it is, the first 2 weeks, or it can be a couple years after, or not a couple years, couple months afterwards, where it's the most severe. I'm human. There's nothing I can do about it. And when you see someone in that state, or worse, a baby, it just kills part of you inside, and there's nothing that you can do. Nobody should see something like that, but I do, and so I have to do something with that.
Well, Brett, we've got a question in Rhonda V. Do you see that in the chat room there, brother?
Yeah, let me take a look. Yeah, Dawn, we have a question in the chat here. When did you first realize that you were gifted? I mean, is this something you were born with, or did you have an experience in your life, or what? And dive into that a little more. I mean, what gets a person into this, or when do you realize it?
I believe it was the one that made the most comments was my mother. When I was younger, she would say things to me. She would tell me that I would talk to toys and different things that weren't toys and weren't even visible in my room. She thought, well, she's got a great imagination. And then I would say things before they happened. Pretty much what they described as ESP back then.
Now, is this something like you had visions or dreams about, or just?
Yeah. And it's so long ago when I was young, I don't remember a whole lot of it other than what I was told. I do know that it was once in a while. I don't know how often it was because it was so long ago. I mean, I'm in my mid-50s now, so a while back. But
don't expose your age. I was gonna guess.
I'm proud I made it this far.
That's all right.
I'm proud I made it this far. Yeah, I'll announce my age easily.
That's
no
okay.
problem.
You sound
we're both in our 50s too, by the way. If you look in the chat room, I'm Ike 54. That might give it away. I don't know. You might be a medium to figure that one out, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. 54. I don't know. It might be disclosing my age, or it could be a lucky number. Who knows? So you got the gift at a very young age, and then you started doing things with it then, or?
Well, no. It wasn't talked about too much. It was just, okay, well, I know that they spoke about it, but it wasn't something that was worked on. Back then, nobody knew a whole lot about this, and even if they did, it was minimal, and it went on with life. Sometimes it would progress, sometimes it would go back, but then I had a surgery, and when my family came in to see me when I woke up, I was in the room. I wasn't in the recovery room, which I didn't realize was unusual until later on. And then my family's reaction was very odd. And I was told once I was home and better that they brought my family into a private room and told them that I was not coming too.
Dawn, do you
Good
do you
Lord.
recall any other family members? I mean, is this something that could be considered maybe passed down, or I mean, from your experience, does it just some
Absolutely.
people have it or they
I
don't?
have since discovered that it is in the family line.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and now it's thought that because of my near-death experience that kind of accelerated it to different levels.
Mm.
And
That's
So
fascinating.
right now we've got a link for you. Is this still available today? It's www.facebook.com/brightstar.soulwarrior. Is that still where people can find you?
yeah, to make it a little bit easier, if you'd want to just look at Bright Star Medicine Woman and Medium.
Okay.
That's
Well, those of you out
the
there
main-
listening right now, that's how you can get a hold of the fantastic, amazing superstar that she is. Good ball of sunshine. We all dearly love
Oh
and
my
know.
goodness.
That's her right there at Bright Star. That's awesome. So if anybody wants to get a hold of her, there you go, right there. Anybody else in there got questions, feel free to jump right in that chat room. We're looking forward to some questions.
Absolutely.
All right.
Bring it on.
Now, what have you? Now, a lot of people don't know about some other things about your past, and I happen to know. Privy to. You have done podcasts. You have orchestrated your own shows. You've been a radio show yourself. And my God, you've been in this for a lot of years. How long do you think you've been in the paranormal altogether?
Oh, boy.
Without giving away your age.
Purposely?
Purposely? Well, no, I'm talking about where's your first
purpose
encounter? Where did it start?
Oh, first encounter, like I said,
Yeah.
probably in my bedroom playing with toys
Okay, can
and
we
interacting
hear about
with
this?
soul. That's the thing. I don't have real memory of a lot of it other than one of them I would call, or my mother or my father, I'm not sure, it was called a frog. And I would speak to the frog, and the frog would relay messages to me. And so I don't know, sometimes spirit comes across as something that you like, so that a child's not afraid. And so I would say things, and then they would come true. Or just, I heard a lot of, do you remember she said da-da-da-da? I'm like, okay. I thought it was normal. All these things that were brought up to me, I just assumed were normal. Or, do you remember she said this and now it happened, kind of thing? And when you grow up and have these things over and over again, that's your normal. So I had no reason to believe that other people didn't have that all over the place. Maybe they just didn't talk about it. Families are different. You don't know when you're that young. And when you've got family that's strict Catholic back then, we went to church, First Communion, Catechism, the whole thing. There's things that you just didn't talk about. Now I kind of wonder if, well, I'm assuming because of things that cousins have told me, that it's on my one parent side specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't given that information.
So is this gift, is it predominant on your mom's side or your dad's or both, or what is it?
That I know right now, my mom's side. My dad's side, I haven't heard anything so far.
So going forward
that's kind of funny.
So you had this gift. I mean, when did it start getting popular? I mean, you say you're working with, different police stations and that. Did the word that you had these abilities just get around town in time, or?
Well, it was just, how you just fall into stuff and then things just keep happening and accelerating. You're like, how did this even go this way?
Mm-hmm.
I was like terribly, painfully shy. And but you know what? I'm going to go on Facebook, see if I can find a couple high school buddies, whatever. And then I'm looking around and I see this spiritual stuff, and here's a chat room, and I found this whole website, and I made some friends, and they taught me how to use the chat room and all this and that. Some played music, some were spiritual. There's, free readings and paranormal investigation and all that. I'm like, what in the world? So I was like paying attention. They made me feel absolutely welcome, like family members. I asked questions. There was private chats, so you could speak to people privately if you wanted to. And I learned a lot about myself. And so I started feeling comfortable about testing it out and seeing. And then I saw a picture from one of these people that they posted, and it was a lady who had gone missing, and they wanted to see if anybody had anything to say about it. Send a private message. I don't know these people, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. What do I have to lose?
Sure.
So I look at the picture. This has never happened to me before, this incident. And this was years ago. The picture started movement. It was like it started to play on the video, and I saw a guy in a certain color shirt, and he came behind her, and he grabbed her and took her out of the picture. I'm like, whoa. I no drink, no drugs, no nothing. I'm sitting here going, what the living heck just happened?
Yeah,
and
see,
so I left, and I'm like,
I'd have thrown the picture at that point. So yeah, it's
Well, hey, we got a Darlene S. What does she need to do? Well, excuse me. What is it? What does she need to do a reading, and how does she prepare? That's Darlene S. in the chat room there. Don, could you answer that for her?
Okay. For readings?
Yes, it says for reading, and how does she prepare?
Okay. I used to use cards. I don't anymore. I grab pen, paper, just, we make the appointment, set that all up, and I asked it, because a lot of people leave me a message, and I have to stop them beforehand now and tell me nothing.
Okay.
Please tell me nothing. If you have certain questions before the appointment, make sure you write them down, because during readings, people tend to forget stuff. That way, and just share a minimum during the reading, and as we progress, you can share more with me. But the more that I'm told, the less value the reading is, because now I'm thinking, okay, is this something that you fed me and it's in my mind, or is this genuine? And I don't know, so then I have to stop.
Yeah.
So have you
Same
ever
thing with
done? I know the
investigation.
fact. I know you've done investigating before. I got Kelly Chase in here. Does she go investigating? I know you've been a part of several paranormal groups. Have you ever been attacked by a spirit?
Yeah, I've been shoved off a bed in somebody's house where we were investigating.
You've been scratched or anything, or something, physical body harm too. I've been scratched before. I've been pushed.
I've had some scratches. I've had a random bruise show up for no reason, but these things happen to humans normally, so I kind of don't put a whole lot into it, rather than, it could be just something that happened to me that I bumped into some, I don't know. So I don't put a whole lot into these kind of things.
Yeah,
how many years were you actually in the paranormal? How many years were you in paranormal investigating?
Oh, that's a good question.
And get ready for my next question.
I'm gonna estimate maybe from 2011. I'm guessing. I could be a couple years off, and that was solely through video and pictures, because it was with one of the teams that I'm with, that's based in Kentucky.
Okay. What was the name of them again?
So, Soul Warriors Supernatural Team.
Soul Warriors, okay.
Supernatural Team. Okay, yeah. I've heard of them. I think I might have done an interview with you and them, or maybe done an interview with them. We got a lot of groups with For Real Encounters International. I've got major groups. I'm kind of like the Mother Hub, and I've got groups all over the world. But yeah, they sound familiar. Let's get down into this, okay, because we talked about Dive Deep into the Abyss. That's on our banner, our show opener. So let's go ahead and dive deep. I want you, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and tell the folks that are listening. All right, everybody, hang on, get your popcorn on the edge of your seat. We're going to turn out the lights. What was the most eeriest, wickedest, scariest paranormal investigation happening that's ever happened to you? y'all prepare.
On an actual investigation.
Make it good or make it up. It's okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you won't find me making stuff up unless I'm telling a story to a child.
I know you better.
Let me think. Oh, my word. Okay. The one that comes to mind the fastest, again, this was years ago, was, again, through video. And I was asked to attend. There was 4 or 6 different cameras that were on, and they were going to be on 24/7 for a good week. And anybody was welcome to come in and just watch and hang out, see if they saw anything, make notes. And I was invited specifically. I didn't know why. I just appreciated it. I felt welcome, so that was neat. And I really didn't think a whole lot of it until I found out later on down the line that the guy had heard other things that I had done and really wanted my input. And so I'm sitting there going, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I've never done anything quite this extensive. All these cameras going on, and there's movement, but it's because of the camera. It's not any actual thing.
Was this a place, paranormal place? I mean, you were there actually for an investigation?
This was a home. This was a home in Florida.
Okay.
And I could not get there. I'm on the West Coast, but I spent a lot of time. I dedicated myself and watched. If you're asked to do something, I mean, I thought, you know what, I should do this. And so I watched, and then I could feel something so awful and sickening and dark in this one room. And I had to get up and walk out. I had to click out of the whole thing and leave.
Yeah.
And I calmed myself down. I'm like, okay, that's new. Let me let the guy know that something uneasy was happening. My feelings could have just escalated, and I don't know why. Go back, start over. And so I did. And there was other feelings in other rooms nearby, but this particular room was the one that they were trying to pinpoint where all this severe negative energy was coming from. And this being was trying to suck in all of the energy it could to use towards others that were coming in to the home to investigate. And it shook me like I have never been shaken before. And I've been upset. I've been disturbed. I've been, bad things happen to people. This was a whole other level. This was dark. This was, holy crap.
Or just an
dark.
Evil spirit, a dark spirit,
yeah. Yeah. This was the darkest dark ever. It was demonic. Oh, yeah. And,
I've run into a lot of that with my paranormal groups I've been in and investigating, and you get to where you get so sick in your stomach, and it's like you're almost looking like, you're not, you're so almost petrified. You look for a doorknob. It's I got to get out of here. I was on an investigation where we were shooting on a TV show down in New Orleans, and me and J.J. Rogers and our film crew and a lot of our investigation teams, we had 3 of them with us. We only got one in at a time. We went in there and I had a girl got her hair pulled. Another guy got scratched. Another guy got knocked literally on his butt on the ground. I had to pick him up, and when I reached over to pick him up, it was ice cold. It was almost like a portal right there. You know how they are when you get a spot. Yeah. Everything else in the whole building was warm, and this was an old hospital, like asylum. And I remember reaching down, picking him up. It was the New Orleans Investigation Southwest group, and I picked him up, and when I did, it was like ice. I just then and there, my mouth watered up. I was going to throw up. I picked him up. Let's go. I wrapped the crew up, grabbed everybody. We got to get that out of here. We hauled butt to the door, and the door slammed, and we couldn't get out. We went to the side door. Thank God, it was a screen door. In Louisiana, but it was just no old wretched, screen door. I kicked it out. I broke it. I had to buy the customer a new door because I was getting out of there. It was wicked bad. And I was like, did anybody feel that but me? And everybody's throwing up while I'm talking. Anybody feel that but me? It was wicked bad, man. I said, well, we might want to wait till tomorrow to resume filming, but I can relate. You get so sick, your mouth waters up, the hair's on you, and I think the hair standing on us is kind of like an identification that there's something in the room with you. Well, our spirit boxes was going off, our bleach was going off, we had EMP. I mean, everything was just rocking, man. We, our bleach was where you could literally see the stick figures, the equipment. And we had like 30 of them in the same room with us. And one big one was right behind me when I got pushed. And I'm thinking, that's the big feller that pushed me. I'm out of here. I'm not normally scared. And I've ran into a lot of different types of things throughout the many years I've been doing this. But when I had that happen to me, it was like almost like it happened in Bonnie Springs out in Vegas. We were out there with Brian Purdy, runs it out there. And I mean, to tell you, people get scratched out there, get sick and all that all the time. If you're ever out in Vegas, you get a chance to go to Bonnie Springs, y'all go check it out. It's awesome. I'm promoting for them now, I guess. Brian better thank me later. But it is awesome. And Cycle Asylum down in San Antonio, we did that one. I mean, good Lord, there's so many places we filmed. But we had an invitation to go down to Florida and meet with Andrea Perrin at the Lighthouse. Now, we got booked so solid, we never got a chance to go down there. But yes, she is. Yes, she is. But I was going to say, now, you told me a long time ago, I think it was you, and I'm just trying to remember just based on, I don't know if it was you or not. I thought it was you. It was a story about, it was a medium, and she kept seeing a vision of a little girl with ash black feet on the countertop, and she would just all of a sudden appear and then come at her. That wasn't you, was it?
No, that wasn't me.
Okay. Well, that was kind of eerie. But so you're saying that particular day you got sick, and I mean, you did get pushed, you said?
No, I got pushed in an investigation. I got shoved off a bed. I was sitting on the bed. A couple of us were sitting there trying to hear something or get some sort of communication, and I got shoved.
Well, so I mean, how many other people were with you? Yeah, that is rude, ain't it? How many other people were with you in the team?
Throughout the house, I believe 5 others, but just the one in the room with me.
So they had anything
two of us in that room. But, there was stuff here and there, not a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff other than this particular person had a lot of questionable books. I mean, not questionable. The books that she had made us wonder why in the world she called us, because there was all kinds of stuff about the paranormal, spiritual, demonic stuff, all kinds of things. And
did you find out exactly? I mean, a lot of the investigation we do, we call them out. We ask what their name is. We don't call them challenge them. I never challenge them. That's stupid. And if you need you investigators out there challenging them, you better get another field, because you're going to pull around and challenge them all one. But did you guys ever get a name of the possible spirit it was or demon it was?
With that one, there was it wasn't a specific individual name that we got, but it was thought to be something that the kids, it turned out, were doing, and she encouraged it.
Oh.
So they were doing, I guess it's a spirit calling kind of game that they had heard of, and she thought it was harmless. I'm like, no,
that was the gateway.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So we went and we saved the entire place and explained to them, with permission, with the kids present, that you can't, because you could invite something into your home that you don't want. It could actually cause physical harm.
Right.
So,
well, I remember when we actually had a name come across our spirit box. We were doing a shop in Louisiana. It was an old antique, but New Orleans is an international city, kind of like Vegas, kind of like LA, kind of like a lot of big cities. But they had a shop there that we did an investigation on, and our spirit boxes had all kinds of different voices. But our recording devices that were like actually, the devices where it has the printout, like that text message almost. One of them said Leviathan. And I remember seeing that, and even my camera guys said, you see that? And it came across, it Satan, it said demons. We're here with you. It spelled out a lot of different things. And then I was just asking very nicely, well, who are you? And all of a sudden it said, right across my screen, it said Leviathan. And I'm like, whoa. Now, I know Leviathan straight out of the Bible. In fact, I'm about to do a show on Warrior Watch that we have. Oh, by the way, those of you who are listening, if you ever want to check out, we do a lot of political stuff, but we also get into some conspiracy theories, but they're not necessarily theories, they're conspiracy. But we have American Alert Guardian Network. You're welcome to come check us out on YouTube channel. We got Guard Duty, we got Warrior Watch, we got AAG News, keeping you up to date. There's a lot of fake news out there. So I just want to put that little plug in there for one of my groups. My brother right here, Brett's got Guard Duty. I got Warrior Watch. But we have a Sentinel Report. But we have a group. This is a patriotic group that is American Alert Guardians, and it's about us watching out for each other, being the eyes and ears out there. Because the time we live in right now, guys, it's so whack. 2020 was, everybody got to agree, it's whack. Even paranormal has taken a hit in this because who can do investigations with all this COVID crap going on? And has that affected you in any way, shape, or form, Don? As far as paranormal investigations, or do you know
really,
people that it has?
Well, we don't go as a team. But I still do stuff, which I've been doing since people figured stuff out when I was hosting and producing my own shows.
Right.
They figured out that there were certain things that I could do, and so teams in the U.S., they'll send me pictures, video clips, stuff like that to see, if there's anything that I can figure out. But other than that,
how about cleansings? Have you been doing cleansings?
Again, I can't go to other people's homes at all. I have asthma, so I'm kind of high risk, so I got to be extra cautious.
Oh.
But yeah, it's not something. Now I could tell people, walk them through it and be with them while they're doing it. That's not an issue.
Right. Well, I know I've heard from a lot of different groups that I know that they're like, Gary Dean, we get calls and we can't even go, and we feel bad because these are families, again, real paranormal investigators, not Ghostbusters. And I'm saying I will separate the two, the men from the boys, men from the boys, the women from the girls. The real investigators care about the families. We're not in this to make money. We're in there. I do cleansings for free. I do investigations for free. I've got plenty of evidence. I'm not going in somebody's house to get evidence. I've plenty of it. People can debunk it or whatever they want to do, but I guarantee I was there. I felt it. I witnessed it. It was real. That's why I go by full real, because it was for real. But with this whole thing going on and, throughout the world, not just America, my God, this has been a wicked year. But it has really hurt a lot of teams out there. I've got a lot of guys that, different teams throughout the world even hit me up, but we're not doing any investigations. Well, cleansings are down, like way, way, way down. And there's a whole lot of families because with all this going on, I think what I'm hearing out there is a demonic presence not only started to be more predominant in people's homes, it's actually hitting the world. And I can't help but think maybe that's why we got all the rioting we got going on and all. It is like Leviathan is loose on this planet, man. Like the spirit of Antichrist is engulfing this planet right now because people are so confused. You got people taking drugs, drinking, depression, taking their lives. We need to. I'm a prayer warrior. I love God, and I always make it very clear. Brett loves God too. But I think we ought to start praying not only for America, but for this beautiful blue, rock we all live on. And we're all here visitors, and we're supposed to be taking care of each other and it while we're here. And I'm all about unity, even para-unity, my conference and everything. We're all about unity. So we need all of us, all y'all that are out there listening, start praying, not only for America, our leaders, but for the world. And for the bad leaders, y'all, let's start praying that God's will be done and get these people exposed. We need a prayer chain of warriors out there praying, fighting to the tooth and nail for this world, not just, America, because I believe there is demonic spirits are loosed on this planet right now like I have never seen. activity. What I'm hearing from all these different groups, the majority, and even in my own home, things are happening. It's like I'm being attacked. I've been, even myself physically, I've been getting attacked one after another after another. And it's like, what is going on? I went to God in prayer, and I'm like, God, I don't understand what's going on, but I'm here to get some answers. And he told me that there is a unleashing right now of evil throughout this planet that is needing to be stood up to, needing to be prayed over, prayed about. And we all need to stand together in unity. One puts 1,000 to flight, and two puts 10,000 to flight. And a threefold cord is not easily broken. Now, I know you're a shaman priest. And as a shaman priest, you have spiritual beliefs. I'm not a Christian. I'm not any category. I'm a spiritualist. I love God. I love Jesus. I believe in the death, burial, and resurrection. But I do not fall under a denomination. I call denominations demon nations, because that's division. I don't say like God would be divided. A house divided against itself not stand. What do you do if somebody comes to you and they're having, like a demonic presence? What do you, I guess, I'm going to say preach to them, but what doctrine or what would you share with them based on in shamanism? I know what I would share based on the whole the Bible and Christianity,
from
even
the
though
Bible,
I don't claim as a Christian. So what do you give them, Dawn?
Well, to be honest, I would tell them that they need to look to their higher power, whatever that is, because it's all very individual. If they have questions of what I would do, I would definitely share that with them. I have my higher power with God. I have my I can't think of the word. I just drew a blank. My spirits that work with me, spirit guides, excuse me, and I don't have that complete history to handle something should that be the case, but I do have a wealth of friends who are very experienced in that I could direct them to and contact. Church bishops, priests, just like I said, a wealth of friends who would have the tools to gently walk them through and tell them what they need to encourage them. I can't take that on myself because I don't have that wealth of information. I do know who to send them to. That wouldn't be right of me.
It's like in many cultures and different spiritualities, even in religions, quote unquote, they use, everybody pretty much has a name for God. It's like I'm Apache, I've got Cherokee and Apache, and I've got other, different nationalities.
Yeah, their own
the Great White Spirit, the Great White Spirit, the Great White Hope. I mean, there's so many different names. The Great I Am, El Shaddai, El Shaman. I mean, there's so many different names that cultures use for God. What is a shaman? What is their name for God? Is it just God?
It depends.
I'm just curious.
It just depends. It's all personal, like everything else. I use God. I've used Great Spirit. Those are the two that I've used, but it's all very individual. And I think that's what I would encourage anybody else to do. Make it, do it individually, do it personally, anything that you'd like to share. You've got to be careful who's open to it and who's not, because they will try and debate you. Debates are fine, but if someone's in a sensitive spot in their soul and in their faith, that's the worst thing that you could do.
Right.
Is have a talk with
someone.
Listen,
I'm going to interrupt real quick here. Y'all could
backwards.
Okay. Well, we are talking right now with Dawn Short. Those of you who are just now joining us, you can find Dawn at www.facebook.com/brightstar.soulwarrior. Or, Dawn, you want to give them a shorter version of that?
Yeah, the page on Facebook is called Bright Star Medicine Woman and Medium.
There you go. Now, in your bio, and I loved your bio, by the way, it says Legacy Shaman, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you elaborate a little for us that are listening, that are ignorant to this? I mean, I'm obviously. But what is Legacy? What is that? I mean, is that like a more superior? Or is that higher up? You've through the ratings, rankings, you've gotten higher in your in your gift
No,
or in your following?
What that was is referring back to when I was doing the shows, I had to select, who I was going to book to have on the show, and I came across someone named Willie Windwalker Gibson, who is a native shaman.
Okay.
And we became very good friends, and he would walk me through.
Was he out of
steps,
Kentucky?
me. Yes.
Yeah,
that's
was
who
Willie out of Kentucky?
Soul Warriors is founded in. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I know
who founded
him.
the
Okay.
Soul Warriors. Yeah, and so
that ain't too far from me, Brett.
family
no, not too far.
now. And so what he was doing, he was running me through some stuff. I think he's teaching me stuff, but he's also testing me. What do I know? And so he asked me, we actually had met at a paranormal convention out there, and he pulled me aside and told me, I have no children of my own, and I need to pass on my teachings to someone, and I would be honored if you would accept this from me, and you would in turn be, I guess, a legacy shaman. So I don't know if that's an actual thing, but that's what he calls it. And because of my great respect for him and the elders who have accepted him also within that, the native family, that that's what I use, legacy shaman.
Were you already a shaman before this or studying this, or did this just kind of...
That's the crazy thing. My whole life, I had done certain things that led up to that moment.
I see.
And it was the craziest. And I had no idea. I would collect certain stones and leaves, and feathers would fall in front of me all the time, or just little things that I would put aside. What I was doing all my life was making medicine bags.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Or what my version was, without even knowing. And so that just other little things here and there that he would bring up. I've been doing that forever. And he said, see?
So as a kid, you were making medicine bags as a kid. Okay. The feather following you remind me of Forrest Gump. I had a picture come to my head. I mean, look at that little feather floating in there. That you can see Sean sitting there. There's Don sitting there, and their feather lands on you. Put that in your little medicine bag. So you just started making these medicine bags just like a hobby, and then all of a sudden later on you would find out that you were born to be a shaman? That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, when I say bag, it's not
awesome.
the technical bags like I do have now. I have a variety of those, but just like, a little container that I had put aside, or a little corner of my jewelry box, I'd have certain stones and things like that, leaves, pine cones, whatever. But it was all very indigenous. It was all something that came from the earth.
Don, we have a quick question in chat from Darlene here.
Oh, sure.
Just curious, are there any paranormal shows that you watch? I guess like on a regular basis, or what do you?
Walking Dead don't count.
Dead Files.
What is
I will watch Dead Files once in a while when I remember, only because my buddy Steve is on there.
Okay.
Other than that, I watched them a few times. I had to stop because I can't get sucked into stuff like that, because if there's something there, I can't. I have to shut it off, because then there's a possibility that I just don't want to know. You know what I mean? I got enough going on my life. I don't need to turn them to, and they're investigating, and they hear a voice, and I'm like, oh, I know. No, you don't. Nope, turn it off.
Yeah.
Unintentional investigation kind of deal. That's all.
Well, hey, do me a favor, being you're friends with Steve from Dead Files, tell him Jerry Dean is liking to get him on with me and Brett on this show. Tell him I want him to be a guest. We're already booked solid for the next 4 months, but I would actually kind of bump one even to get him in with us. If you wouldn't mind, you reach out to Steve for us and tell him that we would really be interested to have him on.
Or you can leave him a message on Instagram.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I mean,
would you do that for us?
Rid of his Facebook. I could try, sure.
Yeah, I don't see him on Facebook.
No.
But yeah, if you got a direct link to him, just tell him we'd love to get what he's been doing. And Okay,
He's on
Instagram.
Instagram.
Okay.
You could, if you want to send him the specific stuff yourself directly, it'd probably be better.
Well, if you could reach out to him and tell him that we're really, really interested in getting him, and then I'll return, as soon as he contacts him. I don't want to bug people like that. I try not to, like, people with their own show, celebrity status. I've even done it with Zach and Aaron.
Let me tell you right now, I did a good, 10 plus years. Get over it.
Yeah.
Ask.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be straight up. Get over it and ask. The worst they can say is no, but you might be surprised who says yes.
You bet. Well, we got next week. In fact, I'm going to just break
If you don't want to and you got the connection, I would be more than happy to ask for you. But that's what's very important. You're going to be very successful. Ask them. What are they going to say? Oh, you know what? I can't. Or I can do it in a couple of months. Or reach out to me next year.
Right. Exactly.
There's some really neat people out there that would be more than happy to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure me and Jerry Dean can cover that. Absolutely. After the show, we can work on that. Because I use Instagram, but I don't know who it is. But carrying on forward with the shaman, I mean, how does that relate to the modern world? I mean, how do you use it now? I mean, is it?
Well, I've been using it for myself a lot. I use it for comfort. I make a medicine wheel and I redo it out in my backyard. Quite often, my husband's convinced that that's why certain things happen with our home. Like we had a falcon that just flew in and landed in our backyard on an awning several years ago.
Wow.
And it blew my mind. I had to go out there, which you probably shouldn't do. But I wasn't thinking. There's a falcon in my backyard. I went out there. Thank God my husband was home to see this. I went out there. I put my hand up. Again, dumb. But it was in that moment. That's just me. He climbed on my hand.
Wow. Just a wild. Wow.
We have it on video. He wouldn't go, and I guess he was injured. And so we took him in, put him in a great big cage, and took him outside every day until he finally heard somebody out in the distance, and it was someone that was looking for him as best as we could think, because they were calling to each other, and he finally took off, and I cried so hard.
Wow.
I called him Spirit.
Oh, that's cool. So when you do your cleansing, you use sage, salt, and things to that nature, and crystals. I mean, what do you use, huh?
Sage.
I take a certain medicine bag with me. Sage is it, because that's my thing. Salt, I tell everybody stay away from that unless you know what you're doing, because salt can seal stuff in.
It can seal it in, exactly. You got to cleanse the house and then salt it, right?
Well, most of the time you just need just the sage. You should be good. Sage it like you've never saged before. If it's that extreme, sage and sage and sage, and you got like smoke and you can barely see, and just go through every corner, the windows open, a door up, whatever you can do. Even if it's just screens, if you got kitties or whatever that you can't get out. Every corner of everything, and if you just, if you got to do that, do that. But I would definitely put the salt off.
Yeah, I've heard a lot. I mean, I know a lot of people use sage, but I know there's a few out there that's used. I heard it years ago. Sweetgrass was a big one that people were using.
Yeah, that's similar to sage.
Yeah, I've never used it, but
yeah,
I mean. And salt, yeah, I've heard that too. I didn't know. Somebody put in the comments witches use it, which.
Well, witches do, but also salt is used to seal the any kind of entry, windows, doors, anything like, or even the perimeter of the house after you've gotten rid of, and I mean after you've gotten rid of any unclean spirits.
Right.
Yeah,
Which do I say? If you're doing it yourself, or if you're a brand new team, don't do the salt. Get someone that knows exactly what they're doing, not just says so, but has lots and lots of. I learned from my Papa Ray,
full-blooded Cherokee or full-blooded Apache, and I learned all this from him. My family actually has shamans in it, and I've learned a lot of their methods through the years. Yes, I'm 54, so I've been around a little bit. But I use anointing oil to seal doors and anoint the doorways and windows, because I believe in the Holy Spirit, big league.
The oils are nice, yeah. And the other thing, it could be something simple. You sage, and then it might just be the land, and then you need to make an offering of tobacco, give back to the land, maybe plant a small tree or a bush or something like that, and that's all they need.
Yeah,
Offering.
I've seen a lot of that. I remember years ago, I knew a Wiccan when I was living in Illinois, and she actually had this big thing. I know it had sage in there, but she put thyme in it and lavender and said it smelled good. I mean, people are doing their own thing.
Lavender.
And
lavender.
I remember that. And I think she even was squeezing an orange or a lemon or something in it. I mean, some kind of weird concoction and burning that. And yeah. Other than cleaning your house, you got a fresh scent when you're done. Can't beat that.
Well, you can't. Well, it's like, you remember, Don, you remember my old co-host when I was with the New York network when it was Monica Wild? She was an actress, but she was also the best white witch.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first co-host. She was a confessed white witch. And I let her and her son stay at my apartment for a little while because they ran into some hard times. She was just a friend. But she stayed there. And, man, every time I'd come home, she had smoke going, something going. She's boiling something, brewing something. I'm like, what have you got going now, girl? And you could smell lavender all the time. And it always smelled so good. Well, I'm doing this because me and my son, we need money. So she's brewing up some potion for money and finance. And also, I'm not kidding you. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, she go to work that night and got like a $50 to $100 tip, and it, she was a waitress. And all of a sudden, but she did her acting, and then the phone would ring. Hey, we got a part for you in a movie. Fly out to L.A. You're in, and I'm like, hey, do that for me. Brew me up some of that. And she's always making different types of teas, and I'm like, Monica, I like sweet tea. I'm from Texas. I like sweet tea. All right, but and I take a sip of it. What is this? Oh, well, that's for fertility. I said, I got 5 kids. I don't need fertility. She said, well, you're about to have 5 more. And I'm like, oh, no, good Lord, what did this tell me? And it tasted so good. Hey, listen, I'm going to interrupt real quick here. We have got next week, y'all, Friday. Again, we're here every Friday night. Oh, 8 p.m. I'm loving being back, though. It's been a blast. It's like a reunion, too. I'm telling you, it's great to have you back, Don. But we're going to have another reunion with another good friend of mine. She is all about government. She's about Paperclip, Blue Book, you name it. She's been there, Area 51. Her name is Joanne Richards. You know her, Don. She'll be on here next week. Again, y'all, we're here every Friday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. Don't forget to tune in. Tell your friends, tell your family. Tell the ghosts that are in your house. I don't care who tunes in. Me and Brett will be live every Friday. My brother Ross with Paranormal King Network brought us back. Put us in a primetime spot. We're not going to let him down. Spread the word so we can build these numbers up. We are worldwide live. We have Joanne Richards next week. It's going to be a blast. Get ready to dive into some deep, dark secrets of our governments. It's going to be very enlightening. All right, back to you, Don. Woo, it's been a really good show. It has. I'm so pumped and excited. I've been under the weather here a little bit lately, but you guys just bring life to me. You inspire me. You bring life to me. And have my brother Brett with me. This man, I mean, he's been a part of paranormal investigating. His bio's out of this world, too. He's not just a tech superstar, but this man has been in paranormal. He's been an investigator. And you can tell by what he's talking to you, he's got a knowledge even in shamanism or even in cleansing.
Absolutely, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I've been sitting in the background.
You think you know your brother.
I like Dawn. I like what she's got to share. So I've been a little quiet here, but don't get me started. But well, back to that cleansing. I know, when people hear cleansing and sage, they're thinking of spirits and ghosts and, that stuff. Keep in mind this, that isn't always what cleansing's for. If you're sick, following a breakup or a loss after arguing.
Absolutely.
If you got a hard part in your life, just, let's think about it more about negative energy, and look into it. I mean, it really does work.
Oh, I have it behind me right now. I will just pick up the package and just smell it. And I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, it just clears your mind.
I have that, and I've got lavender chapstick, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, now Jerry,
we'll
change it because he'll be out buying sage later. So it's.
You go ahead, Don. You can mail me one of those packets. You can mail Brett one. I'm sure
Absolutely.
Mr. King himself, Mr. Ross King, wouldn't mind a pack. I wouldn't mind having it. Go ahead and mail that out to us. We'll give you the address. Not right over there, but I'll send it to you. Send us one of them little joy packages. Hey, listen, it gives me another thing about my partner here, y'all. He's been very quiet during this. Finally jumping in here. I love him. But hey, this man is amazing at doing banners. He does technical work. if you want to hire him, hire me and him together. We do this kind of work. If you have a show out there, paranormal, we do editing. We also are looking for people to put on our network as far as it could be government, it could be political, but we're not necessarily a 100% political network. We're networks, as in we're a variety of different shows. So look us up. We're on Facebook, American Alert Guardian Network, and as far as the group is American Alert Guardians. Come become a member. It's free. But look up Brett Warner. He's my right-hand man, my partner. Look him up. And again, if you have banners you need done for your shows, if you're on here right now and you have your own paranormal show or you follow or whatever, if you have a radio show you need advertising, promoting, that is, I've always been in for Real Encounters International. Also with For Real Entertainment. I'm still alive and kicking. Those of you who have missed me, I'm back. But I still do promoting, marketing, and advertising. And yes, I do have some of the best paranormal groups throughout the world that are connected to For Real Encounters International. And again, this young lady right here, if you need cleansing, if you need, expertise when it comes to spiritual, you need a medium. This is Dawn Short. You can find her at Dawn. Give it to him, baby.
Oh, I lost it.
Bright Star.
Bright Star, Medicine Woman, and Medium. Or just, you can find me on Facebook, Dawn Short. It's a picture of me with surprise mouse ears on, because, hey. Or even Instagram, if you want to. I'm under the.almost.mouseketeer. True story.
Mouseketeer?
Yeah.
Mouseketeer? You're taking that Disney thing a little far, ain't you? You're a Mouseketeer now?
No, I almost was. No, I was in one of the final things. No, for real. I was. My dad, the tryouts, my father, bless his heart, he had a heart attack, thank God. He lived many, many years to see his grandchildren and everything, but I had to stop. I was well on my way to being in the final group. Yeah, so.
Well, who was all on board back then? I know a lot of famous people would start off as musketeers. I'm right, Mouseketeers. What was that? Annette Burning, or what's her name again?
Anicello.
Annette Baring or Batting or something like that. But one of them, because I remember she used to be the one, and I'm Annette. I remember that as a kid. Yeah, I'm giving away my age. Yeah, Mr. Rogers was popular too, people. All right, cut me some slack. All right, I understand. I'm getting up there a little bit. But, hey, I'll tell you what, this has been an amazing show, and you got to come back and see us. Again, keep us up to date, what's going on. All y'all that are out there listening, we thank you for tuning in. Y'all have been amazing. Dawn, God bless you, sweetheart. You've been amazing guest, as always.
You guys are such sweethearts. What a pleasure. It's great to have a new friend in Brett, and you guys are just the sweetest, and I'm blessed to call all you guys and Ross friends. So thank you so much for having me.
I'm asking you, please spread us worldwide, all your friends, let them know we're back. Please. Charity went on a sabbatical, but I'm back. But I brought the best with me. I brought Brett Warner. Y'all look him up on Facebook. He's an amazing man. And plus, again, we're American Alert Guardians, For Real Encounters International, and our radio show site will be open here real soon. It's under For Real Watch Radio. It's about to be changed. Facebook did me in on that one, so I had to redo it. So it's going to be For Real Watchers Radio. It'll be this show will be posted there every Friday. Our archives will be there, plus other places.
Absolutely.
But again, it has been. I'm sorry, Brett. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was going to absolutely. Time going forward, we'll flip that word out of our site and things like that as the weeks go on.
Absolutely. And all y'all that are out there listening, please don't be shy. If you're a paranormal group, or if you yourself are a speaker, a book writer, an author, a director, a producer, an actor, a paranormal investigator, a shaman, but the list goes on and on and on and on. Ufologist, cryptozoologist, we don't care. Hit us up. We'd love to have you on our show. We're booked solid right now already for 4 months. Yes, I've been busy, and he does all the work. Okay. But anyway, we are booked solid, but we are ready to squeeze in this and set up our schedule for the rest of the year. Come now, come quick, because I guarantee you we are going to be loaded up. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to For Real Watchers radio show, and definitely got to thank my brother Ross out there, Paranormal King Network, the network with the best paranormal shows, best paranormal entertainment anywhere on the face of God's green earth. I want to thank everybody. It's 9 o'clock wrap-up time. I want to thank my brother Brett for joining me. Don, once again, thank you so much. Brett, you want something that'll send us out and say something, brother?
No, I was just going to say thanks, Ross, for having us on. Look forward to seeing everybody in the future. And special thanks to Dawn, new friend I made. Very, very interesting.
Yay.
And your experiences. So I appreciate everything you've shared with us this evening. And like Jerry said, by all means, spread the word. Let them know every Friday that we're on here, and more information will be forthcoming for anybody interested out there doing a show, paranormal, political, whatever it may be. Hit one of us up, and we'll go from there. But,
all right, and on that note, we're going to call this a wrap. Tune in next week, Friday, 8 p.m. That is Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are For Real Watchers radio show. I am your host, Jerry Dean, and my brother from another mother,
Brett.
Talk to him, Brett.
Yeah, this is
when
Brett.
I say, it's your Brett. All right. Y'all tune in next week. We got Joanne Richards coming on hot and heavy. Get ready to dive deeper and deeper. As you join us, we are going to educate you, enlighten you. It will always be fun. It will always be entertaining. And I promise you will always learn something. I know I do every week. God bless each and every one of you. Keep your heads up out there. Pray for this country. Pray for this world. Until next week, this is Jerry Dean and my brother Brett signing off. Don, thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming in. We'll have you again real soon. I want to make you a regular on here if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
A regular guest, baby. That's an honorary guest. I'm going to do it to you. I'm going to do it to you.
Well,
so next week, y'all.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my sage dish, so we'll get that done first, and then we'll have her on. So.
All right. Well, that's it for this week, y'all. I'm Jerry Dean, my brother from the mother again, your co-host, Brett Warner. Check us out at American Alert Guardians, and check us out on YouTube channel, American Alert Guardian Networks. We will also be posting these shows there, promoting Paranormal King, because that's my brother who deserves to be promoted, and promoting American Alert Guardian News, all of our things we do on American Alert Guardians. Plus, check us out at For Real Encounters International. If you're a paranormal group, post your videos, post your pictures. And if you're an entertainer, get a hold of me because I'm still booking entertainers. God bless y'all. I'm out. It's been real. Peace.